Okay. So chapter name is Living World. This is the first chapter actually in your textbook, the Living World. So this chapter deals with our living organism, why we are living and why the bench or the pen they are not living, and some way to write scientific names, binomial nomenclature, like how to write the scientific name of humans, Homo sapiens, pea plant, Pisum sativum, those. Okay. So first, life is unique. Okay, what is a life? Life is a unique, complex organization. Molecules, they are organization of molecules, and it is a unique, complex, very complex. It is not simple. It is organization of molecules. All the molecules in our cell, they are organized, expressing through chemical reaction. These molecules undergo chemical reaction, which leads to growth. Growth, we grow. Development, we develop. Responsiveness, adaptation, and reproduction. So all the molecules in our body, they undergo chemical reaction. For example, if we require energy, there will be glucose which should be broken down. If we want to grow our body, we should take in more proteins. Okay. If we want to adapt somewhere, our body will first adapt. Okay. Internally, then we will adapt externally. And then it can also lead to reproduction. Okay. Next is, what is living organism? A living organism is a self-replicating. Self-replicating means it can grow by itself. It can reproduce by itself. This bench cannot reproduce by itself. It is not self-replicating. Okay. And self-regulating interactive system. Self-regulating. Okay. We can self-regulate. If outside it is hot, our body temperature, we can regulate. We can manage that heat. Okay. We can regulate ourselves. Okay. Interactive, capable of responding to external stimuli. Okay. Interactive system capable of responding to external stimuli. If I hit this bench, nothing will happen to this bench, but at least I will feel the stimuli. If I hit more harder, the pain I only will get. That is the main point, difference between any living and non-living. Rest everything might be is common, but this stimuli, that feeling, that five senses, this bench will not have, or this laptop, it will not have the five senses, but we have all the five senses. Now, these are the properties of living organism. Okay, these are the properties of living organism. Okay, so these are the properties of living organism. First is growth. So what do you mean by growth? Growth means growing. The non-living organism will not grow. Okay. Then reproduction. Living organism can reproduce. Non-living organism cannot reproduce. But there are some points like reproduction is not the defining character. Growth is not the defining character. Means it properly does not distinguish between living and non-living. You will see further growth, reproduction. But metabolism is a defining character. Okay. Metabolism, cellular organization. We are all organized by cell, tissue, organ system, organism. Consciousness, very important. We only can be conscious, but there will be no consciousness to the non-living thing. So let's see growth. Okay. Growth. In plants, growth, okay, first there will be growth. It is increase in number and mass of cell by cell division. When we grow, there will be increase in the number of cells as well as increase in the mass of the cell. When we are growing, the cells will increase in number as well as by mass. Okay. So here you can see the mitosis, cell division in this. Okay. How the cell divides into two. One thing, in plants, plant continue to grow throughout their lifespan. Plant will not stop growing. They will continue to grow throughout their lifespan. But in animals, growth is only up to a certain age. In animals, the growth will be only after certain age. After that, they will not grow. However, cell division occurs to replace lost cell. It is not that we will stop growing, we stop growing. We will stop. But inside, cell division will continue. Why the cell division will continue? To replace. Now, if there is any wound here, if the cell is old, now RBC lifespan is 120 days. RBC. So after 120 days, the RBC will die. Now this RBC will be replaced by new RBC because of cell division. Or if we get a cut, if we get a wound, that wound will be healed because of new cell division. Although we stop growing, but cell division will continue. It will not stop. Next. Now see here, this is mountain. Do you think this mountain was first only like this or slowly it has grown? Slowly. Initially it will be a small. See, basically growth is increase in mass and size. Okay. Thus, non-living object also grows. Non-living object will also grow. How grow? Surface accumulation of material. Okay. Now this what happened? The soil kept on piling over this each other and they grew into huge mountain. Okay. By surface accumulation. If we keep on putting soil somewhere, it will become like a mountain. So growth is not defining property for living organism. So growth cannot actually differentiate between living and non-living because there are non-living also which grow, but they are externally growing. Okay. In living organism, growth is from inside. We will grow from inside and it will grow in height and weight. It is internal growth. Okay. Nothing will come up, pop up outside. We will grow from inside. Next is reproduction. Okay. Reproduction, it is the progeny production. That is production of progeny having features similar to those of parent. Means the features of the progeny or the daughter will be similar to that of the mother or to that of the parents. Organisms can reproduce asexually and sexually. Now, can we say reproduction is the defining character? Can all organisms reproduce? All? Let's see, some parents, they cannot reproduce. They don't have kids. So we cannot say reproduction is a defining character. Now, for example here, okay, let's see first. In unicellular organism, growth and reproduction is same. In unicellular organism, growth and reproduction are same because they reproduce by cell division. Growth and reproduction is same. Growth and reproduction because they can reproduce only by cell division. One cell will divide into two. When this cell divides into two, it is growing as well as it is reproducing because it is unicellular. It is growing as well as reproducing by cell division. So growth and reproduction is same. Now, if you see many organisms do not reproduce. Example, mules, worker bees, infertile human couples, they cannot reproduce. Hence, reproduction is not perfect defining property of living organism. Okay, it is not that this bench cannot reproduce. There are few organisms, few couples, they cannot reproduce. So you cannot consider them as non-living. They are living. Only thing they cannot reproduce. So that's why reproduction is not a defining character. We are looking for a defining character here. Okay, mule and worker honeybee. These two cannot reproduce. They are fertile. Worker honeybee will never reproduce. Okay, so reproduction is not. But when we were young, when we were small, we were told like reproduction in living organism, non-reproduction in non-living. So we used to say, okay, reproduction means living, non-reproduction means non-living. But there are organisms which cannot reproduce. So we cannot call them as non-living. Next is metabolism. Metabolism is sum of total of biochemical reaction taking place inside the living system. All the biochemical reaction. Biochemical means living chemical. Bio means living and chemical. Bio. All the biomolecules like glucose, protein, fats, biochemical reactions taking place inside the living system. Is this biochemical reaction taking place in this wood or this bench or laptop or mobile? No. So that's why it is a defining feature of living organism. So just write this point, metabolism, defining feature. Metabolism. Metabolic reaction can be demonstrated outside the body in cell-free system. This same reaction you can conduct outside the body also in cell-free system. What you do in chemistry lab, you in a test tube. Isolated metabolic reaction in vitro are not living things, but a living organism. Isolated metabolic reaction in vitro are not living things, but a living reaction. In vitro means in glass tube. Okay, isolated metabolic reactions. Okay, they like breakdown of glucose in test tube are not living thing, but they are living reaction. Reactions will be living. Sometimes we'll be adding enzymes. Salivary amylase, they will be practical for in class 12. Okay. We will be conducting by removing saliva out and taking a test tube, adding starch, okay, and then doing the starch test with iodine. Next is cellular organism. Organisms are made up of one or more cells. So this is also defining features. You can write it. So cellular organization is also a defining feature. It is also defining feature. And then we have consciousness. Okay. Consciousness, it is the ability of organism to sense their environment. Okay, it is the ability of the environment to sense the environment. Now we can sense whether it is raining outside or not, whether there is light or not, whether anyone is talking this side or that side. We can sense because we have all the senses. Whether if anything is burning, that sense. And respond to the environment stimuli. And at the same time, we can respond. If suddenly it starts raining, we'll open our umbrella. If it is burning something, then we'll switch off the gas stove. Or if anything catches fire, we'll try to put off the fire. That is called response. Example like light, water, temperature, other organism, chemical, pollutants, etc. Okay. So it is the ability of organism to sense the environment and respond to environment stimuli. If suddenly, if I take you from dark room to light room, what will happen? Your pupil will dilate. It will become small. Sorry, it will not dilate. It will become small. Okay. So less light can enter. But if you are taken from bright room to a dark room, it will become large. More light can enter inside and you can see more things. So all organisms are aware of the surrounding. So it is the defining property of living organism. Only this living organism have these senses of consciousness. Now, if you see this touch me not plant, when we touch this plant, it will take close all the leaves. Why it closes leaves? Because there is a pump-like structure in that, pump-like thing, which absorbs the water. Once all the water is absorbed behind, the leaf will shrink, they will close. This Venus flytrap, you can see, what will happen if this go inside? It will eat, it will close. So this is consciousness. Okay. And last, human is the organism which have self-conscious. We are self-conscious. Okay. Especially when we wear clothes, we see that we are self-conscious. Animal, they will not see anything. Okay. We are self-conscious. So this is the last part. Okay? This was just starting. Okay.